Hey, it's Griff. I am gonna be talking through basically my show ready look, everything from my full braid to my skincare to makeup. First, we start with dividing my hair into pieces. I've got like an extortionate amount of hair. I get really flaky scalp, and one thing that's really helped me is it's like hair food, and it's like a paste like this. I've just had a big hair crisis. I got advised to do a keratin treatment and it went completely wrong. I was told it was semi-permanent and that it would go back, and it hasn't, and basically it's ruined my whole curl pattern. I'm gonna moisturize with Shea Moisture. It's a classic. I use like a heat protectant as well. And I've got like quite coarse hair, I think, for someone who's mixed race. It should be like an afro, like really coarse, but it's got a lot of like treatment damage on it. I mean, you always need like a nozzle like this because it just helps going through the hair. And I'm gonna take another piece and basically do it all over again. People say that they know black hair and they don't. Countless times where people don't really know how to like nourish and care for like curls. And so I've had to definitely go through that journey of like figuring out how to love my curls, figuring out how to look after them. And now I'm going through the journey of like regrowing my roots. I grew up in a very like white area, and I was like the only really like mixed or like coloured girl. And so I really had to learn from like scratch. And I remember my mum always said like when I came out, because I've got two older brothers, so obviously like she would just shave off their head, and then suddenly I came out and she's the Chinese one, my dad's Jamaican, and she was just like, what on earth do I do with this hair? Honestly, you learn by trial and error and you do some crazy shit, but it was always just like YouTubing stuff. I've learned to like definitely like love my natural hair a bit more, but it was definitely a big thing for me growing up. Like I just wanted straight white hair. Yeah, I wish I didn't, but I look back and I was like, I would do everything I could to try and make my hair straight. I definitely think pursuing music has helped me like love it a bit more. It was like a setting point for me to be individual, for me to be like half Jamaican, half Chinese, and so suddenly it was like a good thing. But even still, I think like one day I want to be able to just like have my hair natural as a look. We're still a bit behind in the beauty industry in terms of like showing up to set with my natural hair. I don't feel confident yet that someone can really like nurture it and love it. I remember like it would be on weekends, it would be like a big weekend hair day where my mum would like figure out how to braid my hair, and it was definitely an emotional journey. It was bonding for us. I think she like definitely learned a lot about what it is to be mixed when you're like every day trying to braid your like mixed girl's hair on the floor, and I'd be like crying and she'd be like, it's okay. There's still a bit of puff, as you can see, so I'll usually like go around like the top and the bottom with straighteners, but I try not to do the whole thing just because I don't want to always like again put heat on it. Another L'Oreal steam pods, and you basically fill it up with water, and it's supposed to use steam to straighten your hair, and it's supposed to be healthier for it. It's skincare time. I'm gonna give you the very stripped back version of my routine. I'm like on tour, on a tour bus with a bunch of lads. I just need to keep it quick and easy. Right, first we cleanse. I've been using this one. I got a skincare routine in lockdown because my skin was getting so bad and I was getting such bad like spots. Also, I'm a criminal for picking. I'm just obsessed with this. I'm using at the moment this Glossier one. My makeup just is always 10 times better when my face feels like fully like borderline wet, like like very hydrated. Moving on to makeup, I'm gonna prime. It's the Flawless Filter Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury brush to buff it in. Foundation. I use this dual one just because it's a good colour match. I feel like if you get a good colour match, that's half of the job. Growing up in a very like white area, I just think I didn't feel that beautiful ever. As soon as I could, and as soon as I realised I could access makeup, I was like, damn, I can make myself way prettier here. And just get whatever makeup I could find. And I'd watch Tanya Burr and loads of those kind of channels and figure out how to do makeup, and I loved it. And I guess it was like a bit of a safety thing for me. Like I look back and it looks terrible, but I did love it. Concealer. This is the Tarte one. If I'm just in the studio or whatever, I won't do all these steps. But if I'm going out with my friends or if I'm going for a dinner, if there's like something worth putting makeup on for. Eyebrows I'm gonna do next. Can't lie to you, I just always use some like 3-year-old crusty mascara because usually it means that they're empty, but they've got enough product on them to kind of slick them. And this is just mainly out of laziness. Like, should I buy a proper brow gel? 110%. Can I be bothered? No. The Asian eyebrows are quite sparse, as you can see, and I've kind of given up on that. But when I was 8, I was like, I hate it. So I got my dad's razor, and I just like, in the middle, straight down. And I gave them a bit of a shape up. And I thought no one would notice. And then I'm there at a family event, and I was like, what have you done to your eyebrows? And I'm like, oh, here we go. So I've been using this like crayon as well, which is brown. And then I just take like a little angle brush. Just get it and go for it. Contour time. Okay, I take the Age Rewind concealer. You obviously don't want to look too harsh, you want it to look natural. So you can take water, or this is the like Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. And I just spray it on my wrist and on the brush. If you bring it high, it's nice. If I want to like sharpen it up, I'll just go with like a smaller brush. Just to make myself properly chiseled. My American accent terrible. I'm doing highlighter now. I was always terrified of highlighter because I remember when it like really blew up, like girls be walking around with like metallic cheekbones, and I was like, I just don't want to be like that. But this one I think I've really like fallen in love with because it's more of a glow. I'm just gonna take like kind of a browny brown. Liner time. I don't really know what the technique is. Literally like very, very close to my lash line. At some point, the key is you just gotta learn to stop. It's the classic, they're sisters, not twins. I'm using Ardell. Okay, we're gonna grab a long one. A big old long one. And then maybe gonna do like 2 long ones on the outside and then go smaller. This is like the most intense part, like right now we're like in the tour bus, like it's pretty dark, like I can hear the lines are queuing, I'm on stage pretty soon. Manager's like, come on, you need to go in like 10, and I'm like, oh, the lashes aren't on. And you just gotta stay composed. Gonna powder. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury one. I go over my little mole. This is the Givenchy one. I'm gonna give them like a little quick pinch, just so that they all are unified in one direction. Whoa, okay, mascara. Yeah, this is the one that everyone had in year 7, so it's just for nostalgia's sake. Get some lips on, just some Glossier. I use like a brown crayon. This is actually the same when I put on my brows. This is Charlotte Tilbury Cover Star. I always use nudes. I've never done a red. I'm scared of a red. Glossier, oh my god. There's nothing worse than a gloss that you've had for a little too long and it's just looking dirty in there. Hair time now. We're gonna stick it into a ponytail. Take one of these. I nicked this from my friend Denise, so thanks Denise. I never gave it back to you. But just part your hair. Takes a minute to figure out where the middle of your face is. And then I kind of do like a triangle here, like diagonally at the top. So they're kind of just gonna get these 2 bits and they're just always gonna hover in the middle of your face for a minute. That is the first step of the signature ball look. Like day to day, I'm actually quite boring, but if it's an opportunity to like be fun and it's an event or something, like why the hell not? I'm gonna take this Blue Magic conditioner and let's just make sure it's like all smooth. Take some hairspray, either to here or to my actual hair, and just start brushing it. Shine and Jam, it's just like another gel. It's stronger. It's important to like really get it on your palms because otherwise it gets really streaky. Tommy is my amazing hairstylist. I showed her like a picture of what I wanted the balls to look like about 2-3 years ago, and then she like whipped it up in this amazing way. I had an idea of what I wanted to do. I did a bit of a sketch and I had a few references. That's kind of usually always what I do. So basically you just get braiding hair. So the hair kind of comes like this. So you take the tie and like kind of, you like put it under the hair, the half hair. You push one of them through. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. So basically you made a loop and you just put it over your own ponytail. People are always like, what's inside is actually your hair and how do you get it so precise? We use polystyrene balls. First ball, I should probably respray paint these, but it's just so that if they do show a little bit, you can't really see. So you just kind of put it in and then you just figure out how to just wrap your hair and the fake hair around it. Now I'm gonna go for a bigger size. It was one of my first ever festivals this summer. Dan from Bastille was nice enough to invite me up. I'm at a festival, like post-pandemic. I'm headbanging, and then I definitely like walk off stage and I'm like, there's a ball gone. And that was probably the most amount of people I've ever sung in front of. There's 3 things about getting like unready after a show that are just the best. It's taking out this, taking off my lashes, and taking off my bra. You feel like a free woman. We're gonna do edges. So this is like the strongest cream gel. Little mini toothbrush. Just take it like a bit on your finger. Okay, taking out these guys. The chop. We need the blunt edge because we can't make it like that, it's not cute. Wow. This is the first time I've ever shown how I do the hair. So I hope that was like enlightening. Usually now I will panic, put on some kind of dress in my suitcase and go do a show. Bye.